Swing and a drive. You can forget about this one, folks. Three-run homer way up there.
Hello, people of the interwebs. We're back with another podcast, and last night we had Blake Snell got traded to the Padres in a blockbuster deal, might I say. Like, man, it was a pretty good one for both teams. What do you think, Daniel?
I mean, I think it's good to talk about this, but I feel like we're missing something, Chris. Before we even get into our opinions.
Oh, you forgot this. We forgot to sell out again. It's been a while since I've been on.
Yes. I know, we're a little rusty, but yeah, so if anyone wants to go follow the most underrated page on Instagram, there's a graphic on screen, 450.dead center. As well, like and subscribe to the channel. Pretty simple.
Yeah, it's like that's all you got to do. All right, let's get right into the news. This is Blake Snell got traded to the Padres for four prospects pretty much, and one kind of a bust. But I think it's a good deal for both teams. So, what do you want to do? You want to get into the player stats and then just see how they compare?
Let's talk about Blake Snell first, just because he's the arguably the most known in this trade. But yeah, we'll talk about him. We'll talk about what this means for him in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go into the prospects.
Yeah, I'll whoop up his stats real quick. So Blake Snell's been in the league since 2016. He's got a career 3.24 ERA. He has one Cy Young Award in 2018 where he had a 1.89 ERA. And in 2020, he had a 3.24 and pitched fantastic in the playoffs. So Padres are making moves. Kind of scary to think about because they're still a young team with a lot of potential.
I think the most important thing in this deal is that it looks like they're really trying to make a run for the Dodgers next year.
Oh, for sure.
Like when you compare the two lineups for starting pitching, you arguably can say that the Padres have a better lineup going into next year, right? So far they got Dennis Lamet, Zach Davies, Chris Paddock, and Mike Clevenger if he comes back healthy, and now Blake Snell.
Mm-hmm. They have a good solid four. Like not even solid five, pretty much. Like that's a whole rotation.
Yeah, Zach Davis is no slouch. Like he can get the job done, but that's a solid 4, even 5.
Yeah.
Right.
They also have Joey Lucchesi, who is like another decent pitching prospect, and I think they have a lot of other ones in the minors who could come up.
Mackenzie Gore as well.
Yes, him. He's really good.
So they're going to be disgusting. And they're really trying to match the Dodgers. And honestly, you could see the Padres start dethrowing the Dodgers in the West for sure.
I would love to see that.
I would love it too, and I think everyone in baseball would love it, right? Mm-hmm. Get a new face on top of the division.
Yeah, Dodgers have been since leading that division since I think 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
As long as I've been watching baseball, which is like 2006, they've been in first place. So
pretty much, yeah.
Like literally. But the other thing is now that you add playoff experience to that young team, right?
And Blake Snell, he's good in the playoffs.
Yeah,
he's fantastic.
He arguably should have not been pulled in that game.
No way he should have been pulled. We did make a video on that too.
Yes, we did. If anyone wants to watch it, I think it's the first ever video we put on this channel. But
yeah,
but I think I have no idea who the Padres manager is, but hopefully he doesn't make the same mistake twice.
I don't think
Kevin Cash did.
Yeah, I don't think the Padres are like religiously like analytical like the Rays are. So I think it's best for him.
Right, but like I was saying, you have playoff experience in Blake Snell, who's phenomenal. Mike Clevenger's been to the playoffs with the Indians many a times, and I guess they're called Cleveland-based, but now with Cleveland, and has been phenomenal. Dennis Lamet's been in the playoffs now with the Padres. Chris Paddock's been in the playoffs. Like that's a good squad.
Oh yeah, they have a solid 5 or 6 pitchers, and I'm excited. I'm excited for these guys.
I can't wait. Plus, don't skip out on the lineup too. Tatis, Machado, Hosmer, Pham, Cronenworth.
Yeah, and there's rumors that they are like the number one to get Ha-Seong Kim, so partner him up at second base with Tatis and Machado at third base. They'll move Cronenworth to the outfield. That's what I'm hearing. Then that's an insane batting lineup too.
And if they do that, they have room now to trade like Will Myers or Tommy Pham or Trent Grisham, one of their outfielders, and get another pitcher.
Exactly. I don't think they need any more pitchers. Maybe a little bit of bullpen help because their starting is pretty good, and maybe a backup guy. But yeah, I think they're super solid. So let's take a look at the prospects that they got. So for Blake Snell, the main prospect in the deal that probably put it over the hench was Luis Patino, who is a young pitcher, like a young starting pitcher from Colombia actually, and he is 21 years old, and I think he's going to be in the MLB next year. He's had a like really good ERA in the minors. In the minors, he has a 2.35 in 3 seasons. So that is exciting. And he pitched he had like 11 games in the MLB last year, and he had a 5.19, but that obviously will, diminish in a full season.
Plus, that's tainted too because of the whole no real spring training,
Exactly.
the whole shebang of the year.
Yeah, it's also good that they have like the extended rosters and stuff. I think he probably just went in bullpen maybe.
I just pulled up Patino's grade scale according to Baseball America. His fastball is a 75, which is like
it's out of 80, correct?
Yeah, it's out of 80. So that's like only other pitchers I've ever seen with the 75 is like Noah Syndergaard, Jacob deGrom.
That's kind of gas right there.
He's gonna be like an elite pitcher, I think.
Oh, for sure. And if you can kind of replace him with Blake Snell for the next couple of seasons in what's it called, Tampa, that's a good replacement, I have to say.
Yeah, for sure. The other guy in the trade there, Francisco Mejia.
Mm-hmm.
He's a catcher, and he's kind of been the biggest, as you said. He's kind of the bust in this trade because he was a big prospect in Cleveland.
Huge prospect. He was a really good minors hitter, like career 300 average in the minors.
Yeah, got traded to San Diego, was garbage.
Yep.
And then they got Austin Nola, so now they don't need him. So I don't know. Hopefully, it's a good move for the Rays, I think, because the Rays do need catching.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, he's kind of like Mike Zunino. He's all right defensively, kind of, but hitting is probably just as bad as Zunino's. And hopefully he'll turn it around. He seems like a Tampa Bay type player. Hopefully they can work something out with him.
Tampa Bay's worked some magic down there, so who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Plus, he's cheap because he hasn't been that good.
Yeah, I think that's another thing with this whole deal is that it's almost a cap dump for the Rays.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
because they obviously are the cheapest team in baseball.
Yes, not by far, too. Maybe Oakland's closer, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe Oakland, but now you got people who are under your control for years. They're probably making just as much as Snell was making this year altogether.
Yep. And Snell Snell wasn't making that much. He's making, I think, $10 million for the next 2 seasons. So
yeah.
But
in Tampa Bay, $10 million is like $23 million.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, you multiply it by like 3 when you're playing in Tampa.
Yeah, for sure.
The next player is Blake Hunt. He is a catcher, DH, and a first baseman. He's also a minor league player. He is 22, so he'll probably make his MLB debut quite soon. And he's looking pretty good, too. He's not like a flashy player like Patino or anybody else like that, but he's a good defensive and somehow solid hitting good catcher who's been in the minors. No power, but good contact.
I just read this thing that says that Blake Hunt is apparently a true catcher. So in quotations here, it says a complete catcher with hitting ability and great framework. So this guy sounds like he's going to be their future catcher if he pans out.
Oh, for sure.
He was a top 10 prospect in the Padres system, which is stacked.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like you said, I think he might be the sneakiest pick out of this whole thing.
Yeah, he's really young too. He has a career 258 batting average and a OPS of 725. So he's not going to be like JT Realmuto over here, but I think he can be kind of solid, like how Lou Croy was back in the day, or somebody else.
I feel like he's going to be really close to a James McCann if he pans out.
Yeah, that could work. I was trying to think of a good catcher. And I think maybe his ceiling would maybe be like Salvador Perez type, maybe with like little less contact.
Yeah.
Because he's really good defensively, so that's exciting.
If he could pull off Salvador Perez numbers just defensively, you're going to have a job in the MLB no matter what.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, here's the last prospect, and his name is Cole Wilcox, and he is a pitcher. There's not really much known about him. He has a career 3.38 ERA in the minors, but that's kind of helped by his 2020 season where he had a 1.57, but in 2019 he had a 6.75. So I'd say he's about average.
I think the big thing with Cole Wilcox is he's triple digit stuff. He's hit 100, 101 before. So this is going to be a nasty arm for the Rays bullpen if it pans out.
Yeah, a lot of these guys that the Rays get just throw absolute heat. Like we have, what was his name? Alvarado and Castillo
Alvarado.
and Anderson,
Yeah.
I think he throws gas. They have Tyler Glasnow, Yarbrough, Blake
Yeah.
Snell threw gas. The whole team is just an arsenal, you know what Kevin Cash said.
Yeah, they love their analytics, so I'm sure they'll work something out with this Cole Wilcox. And but just remember the name in a couple years. He's going to be in the bullpen for sure.
Oh, definitely. The guy will throw absolute heat, come out of the bullpen, maybe 1 or 2 innings, and then maybe
Yeah.
can be their future closer.
On overall, though, and I think you'll agree with me when I say this. Overall, I think it's a win-win deal for both.
Oh yeah, for sure. Padres have a whole like farm system of prospects that they can just dish off whenever because they're so deep. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's good for the Rays too. They dumped salary with Blake Snell. Now they can still compete and have a lower salary, which is good for them. And the Padres can now maybe dethrone the Dodgers, which will be exciting to see next year.
I really hope that happens. I want to see the Padres on top. I
Oh, me too.
think that's all for this one. Unless you got anything else to say.
I do not have anything else to say. You know, I'm just excited for 2021. You know, I think the stove is going to be starting up real soon. It's kind of in like that warm up phase right now. Probably as soon as we get all the Japanese players and the like international players signed, I think that's when more of the other free agents will go. So hopefully
Well,
there'll be
they
more
have
stuff.
till January 1st is the last day for them to sign, so that's 3 days from now.
Exactly.
So we'll
I'm
see.
excited for that.
Hopefully the Jays get someone. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, hit the subscribe button on the channel, turn on that bell, and yeah, check out the Instagram as well. And we'll see you guys all next time. Take
Yeah.
care.
Goodbye.